So right now we'll see a recap of weighted average because we are going to deal with some other concepts with regard to that. So we know that for the groups having a number of members n1, n2 and average value as x1, x2, the weighted average is given by n1 x1 plus n2 x2 divided by n1 plus n2. Okay, इस पे बेस हमने क्वेश्चन भी सॉल्व किया था प्रीवियस क्लास में. Okay, average weight of 80 students in civil engineering is 55, 60 students in mechanical engineering is 62. Okay, and we got 58 as the answer for the average. Okay, now we need to make a small observation here. If you take the difference of 55 and 58, the value is 3. If you take the difference of 62 and 58, the value is 4. Okay, don't you think we have seen this ratio of 4:3 somewhere? Yes, this 4:3 is the ratio of the number of students we have, right? 80:60 is 4:3, right? So what we have seen right now, it is basically called as a rule of alligation. Okay, to put in the general sense, okay, if the first group contains n1 people and the average is x1, okay, the second group contains n2 people and the average is x2, such that x2 is more than x1. Okay, the combined average agar x hai, so we take the difference. Difference kiska? The difference of x2 with x, that is x2 minus x, and the difference of x and x1, x minus x1. Okay, ये जो भी difference का ratio होगा, this ratio is proportional to, or rather equal to, the ratio of the number of people, n1 upon n2. So n1 upon n2 will be x2 minus x divided by x minus x1. Okay, we'll use this concept in the given questions. Okay, upcoming questions. पहले question solve करते हैं इसी पे base, so that you'll get clarity. Okay, very much similar, actually very much close to what we saw in the previous class. This question: in a college, the average weight of 80 students in civil engineering is 55 kgs, and that of some students in mechanical engineering was 62 kgs. If the combined average was 58 kgs, find the number of students in mechanical engineering. Okay, so let's first understand when do we apply the alligation rule. Okay, see, whenever we are given the individual group values, okay, like in the previous questions, okay, 80 60 दिया हुआ था हमें, and the individual group averages were given, then you directly apply the weighted average and calculate the answer. But agar suppose weighted average आपको दिया हुआ है and you have been given the individual averages, और किसी एक का quantity या फिर quantity का ratios find करना है, always go for the rule of alligation. Okay, I again repeat, whenever you are supposed to find out the ratio, whenever you are supposed to find out the weighted average, always go for the formula for the weighted average. Okay, but agar weighted average दिया हुआ है, okay, and you have to find out any of the two group values या फिर group का ratio, always go for the rule of alligation. Okay, let's see how we quickly apply allegations here. We take the difference of 62 and 58, okay, and 55 and 58. Okay, it is 4:3. Okay, so 80 upon x will be equal to 4:3 again, right? So 80 corresponds to 4. Okay, x corresponds to what? Okay, you can cross multiply. X is equal to 60. Okay, so with that we solve one more question based on this. Let's see the next question, guys. 60% and 30% acid solutions are contained respectively in two test tubes. If 10 liters and 8 liters respectively are drawn from these tubes, find the value of A if the final concentration is 36%. So now see, we have been given the concentrations of the individual groups and the weighted average 60, 30 and 36. Okay, one very important point to observe, guys, is the weighted average will always lie between these two values. Okay, the lesser value and the higher value. The lesser value is called the cheaper quantity, okay, and the higher value is called the dearer quantity. Okay, so the weighted average will always lie in between the dearer and the cheaper quantity. Okay, makes sense, right? Because आप लोग 30 और 60 mix करके अपना आंसर लेके आ रहे हो, so the answer should lie in between them, right? So applying the concept of alligation now, 60 minus 36 liya 24. Okay, 36 minus 30 liya 6. Okay, this ratio is basically 1:4. That means the ratio of these values 10:A is also 1:4. Calculating, we get the value of A as 40 liters. It's as simple as that. Let's go on to the next question, guys. Okay, a milkman buys two varieties of milk at 35 rupees per liter and 47 rupees per liter and mixes them to sell the mixture and sells them at 48 rupees per liter, gaining 100 by 7%. Okay, find the ratio in which the two varieties were mixed. Okay guys, so majority of the people make mistake in this question. They directly take the alligation of 35, 47 and 48 and say the answer is 1:30, but that's completely incorrect. Why? I just now told you that the weighted average will always lie between the two quantities. So if the individual values are, let's say, 35 and 47, okay, the weighted average cannot be more than 47. So हम 48 को बीच में रख के alligation apply नहीं कर सकते. All right, so we'll understand that the 48 rupees that we have selling price, that includes the profit. 48 is your selling price, isn't it? So what we do is we divide 48 by 8 by 7. How did I get 8 by 7? 100 by 7 is nothing but 1 by 7th, right? So basically your profit is 1 by 7th of cost price. 1 plus 1 by 7th is basically 8 by 7th, right? So we divide 48 by 8 by 7, and 42 is basically your cost price. You can also treat 42, 48 as a selling price and profit as 100 by 7 and make an equation, calculate cost price, whatever suits you. I find this is the most direct and the easiest payout. So that's how I do it. So now I apply the allocation for these three quantities, 35, 47, and 42. And that gives me the ratio as 5:7. That's your correct answer, option C.